Guys, all the cars that you see in these videos are for sale on my website, www.woodsandbarclay.com. Enjoy the video. Hey everybody, today I'm working on this beautiful midnight blue 85 300 SD. This to me is the holy grail of 300 SDs. Midnight blue, 1985, has anti-lock brakes. This one actually has an airbag. This is the best of the best of 300 SDs, in my opinion, and I think a lot of you guys agree with me. So we're just going to start off by doing some basic service on this vehicle. Do an oil change, check the brake fluid, transmission fluid, all that kind of stuff. Now, keep in mind, this vehicle has not been detailed yet. You see it's got a nice little layer of dust on it. It just came off the transport. So when I'm done doing the servicing on it, it's going over to Scott's, and he's going to do a detail on the car. But let's go ahead and get this oil changed. Now, guys, one thing you're going to notice, the diesel return hoses are actually green because I wanted to try out. You can buy, instead of the rubber lines that you're used to seeing, you can buy these green lines, which are made of Viton. That's a different material, and it's more durable than rubber, especially if you're running biodiesel. Now, we're not running biodiesel in this vehicle, but that's what really this stuff can hold. It can hold up to biodiesel. But I wanted to try it out, so I went ahead and installed it on this car. All right, I've got it up on the lift. Before I pull the drain plug on the oil pan, I want to take you guys around this car because I actually restored this car, or refurbished the car, about 2.5 years ago. And since then, it has been in a private collection. I think it's had about 5,000 miles put on the car since then. And the car looks as good as the day I finished it 2.5 years ago. So let me take you guys under here, and I'm going to show you the undercarriage. Now, guys, this car has been completely sorted. We will start up front here. I installed a brand new radiator in this vehicle. You can also see that the oil cooler lines, those are brand new oil cooler lines. And you can see the flexible hoses that go to the transmission cooler lines. Those are new. You see the AC compressor is new. There you go. You can see the oil cooler lines right there. See the new lines I installed? All that stuff is new. There's the new engine mounts. See the brand new engine mounts in there? I also did, those are new ball joints. Those are front control arm bushings. These are brand new tie rods. That's a new caliper. That's a new brake hose, new Bilstein shocks, new upper control arms. You can actually see the sticker is still on there. Yeah, there you go. New sway bar bushings, everything on this car. I actually even replaced, these are ordered from, I think I got these from Mercedes. It's the assembly that holds the control rod bushing, and the control rod bushing is right here, and that's a new control rod bushing. You can actually still see it has the Mercedes sticker on it, 126 330 1243. That's the Mercedes part number, because I ordered a lot of this stuff. It's all Mercedes components. That is a new center link, or drag link. That's a brand new steering shock. New tie rod. This caliper has started to get a little rust on it, but you know, that's just what happens to the calipers. There's a new hose, new Bilstein shock. Again, you can see the sticker's still on this one too. Like I said, it's only had 5,000 miles on it since I did the restoration work, and it's just absolutely beautiful under here. All of the hoses were replaced with genuine Mercedes hoses. All hoses, all belts, I think I did yep, here's the shocks. That is the engine shock that helps dampen some vibration on initial startup. The lower control arm bushings were replaced. You can see there's the new ball joint over here. There's the lower control arm bushing over here. Just everything. I did everything on this vehicle. Because it's an 85 300 SD, it's just an incredible midnight blue car. Now, this has that is a stainless downpipe. I actually found that because normally these, I don't think they're stainless, the front half, because usually they're, they have at least surface rust on it. And so I found a nice stainless downpipe. Look at that. Bet you guys have never seen one of those before on these cars. And then, of course, I refinished the exhaust back here. See how nice it looks? I cleaned it and sanded it. Back here, you can see the muffler is just perfect condition. I did new flex discs back here. I did new shifter bushings. Let's see if we can see those. There's new shifter bushings in the linkage. I did a new center bearing support on the drive shaft. I did a new transmission mount, new flex disc up here. Look how clean it is on the back of that transmission. Everything, every single detail was done on this vehicle. Just because this is just such an amazing car. I love the midnight blue cars. But anyway, just wanted to show you how beautiful and well done it is under this vehicle. Everything you see up there is new, guys. All the way back, including the stainless steel downpipe all the way back through the exhaust. There's new rear shocks back here. Front shocks and rear shocks. The boots didn't need to be replaced. The boots are in excellent condition. Did the in-tank filter and fuel hoses. Yeah, just everything was done. Diff service. New hoses back here, new brake hoses. Fantastic vehicle. Did new exhaust hangers. Literally covered every single aspect of the vehicle. Anyway, let's go ahead and go up here and get the oil out of here and do a fresh oil change, check all the fluids, and there's just a real quick general service. And I did notice right here on the AC compressor, I want to replace the high pressure and low pressure seal, because if you look very close, you see that little green dot there. There's a slight Freon leak right here. Freon, R134, and that's the dye and oil. So I want to go ahead and change those seals, make sure that's sealed back up good and tight. And I'll go ahead and make sure the AC is recharged. It's actually still blowing cold, but I see a little drip right there starting to form. So I want to address that. Guys, I even did, you can see there's new bushings, and this top part, the bushing mounting assembly, I did that. I mean, I covered everything on this car. It's such a nice vehicle. So let's go ahead and get this oil out of here. The only fluid we're going to have to change, guys, is the, thought I got that loose enough. The only fluids we're going to have to change is the oil, because when I did this car originally, I already flushed the coolant. I replaced the thermostat. I dropped the transmission pan, did a new pan gasket, did new transmission fluid. I mean, I did everything. So the only fluid that needs changing is the oil. And I think it's had like one oil change since it went to the private collection. And it's been in that private collection for a couple of years now. I actually looked at the sticker and it still had like another 1,000 or so miles before the oil change, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. All right, let's go ahead and let that drain. While we're letting that oil drain, we'll just do a quick walk around the car. But that midnight blue, in the right lighting, it almost looks black. And then when you take it out in the sun, it pops, a really dark blue. But the 126 300 SD, I mean, that's a man's car right there. Look how tough that vehicle looks. The front end is pretty aggressive. The midnight blue is just, that's a very good color. But yeah, these are the original, those are the original bunts. I haven't refinished those. And these Michelins, gosh, I think those are 2.5 years old. Because I got those when you could still get the Michelins. You can't get those anymore. But if we go look at the cladding here, I mean, it's near flawless condition. That's all the original stuff. You can see the jack points. There's no rust in the jack points. The underside of the car is just immaculate. Yeah, there's the original bunt, unfinished. Look at the condition of that. It's fantastic. I mean, you can see a little wear on there. There's where some weights were, some tire weights were. But guys, that's an original unfinished bunt, and it looks that good. Go around here. Look at the rear bumper area. Look at the condition of the rear bumper. It's like not a mark on it. It looks so good. You can see where I refinished that exhaust. Let's go up here and look at this bunt. I think I did put new center caps on it. I remember doing that. But yeah, no rust in any of the jack points, all the lower cladding. It's not all scratched up and scuffed up. All the anodized aluminum trim around the windows is also extremely nice on this car. This is my favorite 300 SD that's ever come through the shop, and I'm so glad to see it back here at the shop. This is my favorite one. 85 Midnight Blue. There's no cracks in any of the headlight bezels. I mean, it's just awesome condition. Let's go ahead and get our drain plug back in there and get it back on the ground. Here's one thing I want to show you guys that demonstrates how good of a condition and well preserved this vehicle is. You see this right here? That is a foam tube that runs up and connects, and this is where the AC condensation will drain out. I bet you guys have never seen that foam tube still intact. Usually that's all deteriorated and rotted and just broken off up there, and it doesn't exist. This one is still fully intact. That's how you know this is a really good condition vehicle that never was abused or saw a harsh environment. Guys, let me just briefly show you the interior. Keep in mind, this car has not been detailed yet. I still need to do that, but it's pretty much exactly how I remember it. Make sure the door doesn't hit the lift there. Yeah, check that out. So I remember I put the cocoa mats in here. And this has the leather interior, not MB-Tex. And guys, that is remarkable. Look at that. That is the original leather seat. All original interior. Nothing's been recovered, re-dyed. Just absolutely fantastic. Look at the wood. I haven't even had it detailed yet, and it looks that good. Original Becker radio. And the radio does have Bluetooth added with USB charging ports that will run underneath the console right there. You know, you kind of need that stuff in one of these old cars if you're going to be driving them a lot. The dash is absolutely beautiful. There is a little, and this was here when I had the car, that's a little glue residue right there. I think somebody had like an Easy Pass, for like a toll booth or a toll or something of that sort. That was on there at one point, so I didn't want to risk messing up the dash any, so I didn't bother trying to scrape it off of there. Yeah, but this interior is just remarkable. Let me show you the back here. Got the cocoa mats back here. There's an article from, this is the guy I bought the car from a few years ago. And they had an article written about the car in their local newspaper, which was really cool. But look at the seat back nets. They've never even been used, guys. That is just incredible condition. Like I said, this is my favorite 300 SD I've ever had at the shop. Now the 81, the walnut brown that I had in here a few weeks ago, that was actually an awesome car too, but this is my favorite, guys. Anyway, let's go up here and finish the oil change. Here, we'll do a quick look from the passenger side. I just want to try to convey how nice the vehicle is, even though we're just, you know, I don't know if you can do that over a video. Just incredibly preserved. You can see how the SRS, the airbag, is over on the driver's seat, our driver's steering wheel. That was appeared in 1985, and I think it was an option. There's also anti-lock brakes on this car. Oh, and like the chrome, the anodized aluminum. I mean, look at that. There's the light from the camera. It's remarkable. Clearly, the car was never left outside. Now, you notice there's a tint on the window. Guys, that is what has protected this interior and made the interior like that. When I get cars, I always have the tint removed because it appeals to a larger audience to have 100% original. But I always tell guys, man, if you get one of these cars, you're planning on driving it, and it's going to be outside a lot, tint the windows. That will completely protect your interior. And I mean, it looks good too. So just definitely do that. It'll protect the dash. It'll protect the leather or the MB-Tex. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish this oil change. Real quick, before I finish the oil change, I did a new hood pad on this car. And also every single hose was replaced. You can see new hose. And I think I actually ordered them all from Mercedes too. The hoses back here, I'm not sure if we can see them back there. There's one there. Yep, there's one here. But yeah, every single hose was replaced on the vehicle. I did all new glow plugs. See the shiny glow plugs down in there? See the tip of it sticking out there? Reamed out the glow plug holes, and still has a lot of the nice cadmium on all the injector lines. I just love this vehicle. Such a nice car. Okay, we got our new filter, and I put our new O-ring around here. The filters come with O-rings and a crush washer for your drain plug. And you just torque these the nuts down that go on the oil filter housing. These only torque down to like 10 foot-pounds. You don't crank them down or you'll pull the studs out. That's it. You just snug them up. So we'll go ahead and get some Rotella to put in there. There's the 15W40. That's what you want to use. And I wanted to show you guys down here. I also replaced that's a new Bosch upgraded primer pump. And we'll go ahead and change, while we're at it today, we'll go ahead and change the pre-fuel filter. And I already changed the main fuel filter, but I don't think we need to change that one. It's only had 5,000 miles on it. So let's go ahead and get some fresh oil in here. Check the bushings on the air filter housing lid. Oh yeah, bushings are good. It even still has this nice insulation around the that's the breather tube that basically the PCV system. Any blow by or any oil that comes up blows back through into here and goes back and reburns in the engine. I remember I even removed the oil cooler on this car and then sanded it and refinished it so it had really nice paint on it. When I was changing the oil cooler lines, see that's a brand new line there. See how nice the paint is on here? I took that out and sanded it and then repainted it. So here's some stuff unique to the 85 model. This is your anti-lock brake system. See all the brake lines come out of here, and you can see a whole mess of them running up along there. And the brake fluid is still clear, so no need to change the brake fluid. And there's your famous, flying saucer for the vacuum system. And I remember I replaced all these rubber lines to make sure there were no vacuum leaks. The vacuum system is 100% on this car. But this helps with, they changed the vacuum system and how it relates to the transmission shifting on the 85 model. Up here on the linkage, you also have this little switch here. And that switch, it triggers under full throttle. See, it clicks that little switch, and that actually shuts off your AC compressor when you're under full throttle, so you get that last like 3 or 4 horsepower. Okay, I've got the oil topped off. Now I'm going to go ahead and fire up the engine to get it to circulate, and then I'll check it again in like 10 minutes. But I want you guys to see how smooth this engine is. It's one of the best running 300 SDs I've ever had. Now, ignore the air cleaner housing on the camera with the frame rate. Sometimes that looks really weird, like it's wobbling. It's something to do with the frame rate, but look how smooth this engine is. That's one of the smoothest, best idling 300 SDs I've ever seen in my life. Here you go, let me just set a can up here. That is a fantastic engine. I just wanted to come back here and look in the trunk. I don't remember if what the spare looked like, but yeah, trunk is excellent condition. Even the light still works back here. And I think it had the original spare. Yeah, that's the original spare. There's the original hang tag that I think that's a warning about torquing your lug bolts. There's the original tool kit. Just an immaculate car. Okay, guys, normal maintenance on a diesel is changing your pre-fuel filter. This one probably hadn't been changed in a couple of years. I can see it starting to get a little dirty. So you have a Phillips right there and a Phillips hose clamp right there. All you do is loosen those up and you just pop this thing right off. Now I always keep one of these in the glove box with a little short screwdriver, because when you're driving down the highway, all of a sudden one day you will have no power and you'll be going like 40 miles an hour, and your first thought is going to be, oh my God, something's wrong with my engine. And no, it's just a clogged pre-fuel filter. So always have one of these on hand, and you can just pull over to a gas station. You can see I reach in here and I'm just loosening those two Phillips heads I just showed you. All right, but if you keep your finger or your thumb over one side of it, it'll keep the diesel from pouring out the other side. So we'll throw that one away. We'll just go plug this one in there. Okay. Put that one on there. There we go. I just replaced it. Now I just want to tighten back down. And there we go. That is now changed. Now if you want, you can pump your primer pump a couple of times. There we go, see it? It'll fill that back up, but you can see it's already full now. And that's it, guys. Really easy to do. Now I'm just going to get a rag and just kind of wipe up some of the diesel I spilled right down here, but that's it. All right, let's just go ahead and throw this extra pre-fuel filter in the glove box. There's all the original books and manuals. Looks like a couple extra light bulbs are in there. We'll just stick that guy in there too. All right, guys, that's it for this video. That was just a basic oil change and just a general walk around and overview of the vehicle. In the next vehicle, I'm going to discharge the AC system, or evacuate the AC system, and then change the two seals on the back of the compressor. I saw a little drip starting to form right there. Even though the AC is working right now, that is going to be a leak that will leak out the R134 in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and change those and recharge it in the next video, so stay tuned.